Hello, everyone. This is Coach Gabe, and today I'm going to walk you through the trace system that the 2002 and 2003 girls were nice enough to let us borrow for the Saturday's game against the Brazilian soccer club that we won 4-0. All right. Now you all are going to receive this recording, the Zoom recording. So instead of you guys coming on, I'm just going to record it, explain, and then send it to you. So it's almost like if we actually did a Zoom call, except this was pre-recorded, if you want to call it that. So the first thing you guys have to know is that the trace system is an automated system that records automatically. It's hands off, hands free. All you have to do is a couple of steps to begin with and a couple of steps to end with. And it carries lots of great features. And one of the main reasons why I wanted to use it and show it and introduce it to you is because 4 of our teams are using it, and I think that this team, with the caliber of players and where we're heading, I think that this would be a great tool, especially for those players who are invested and deep into their soccer, their young soccer career. So with that being said, let me share my screen. And the first thing you guys are going to get is a link. All right, so you guys are going to put your link in the toolbar, and it's going to open up the game. Which is here, okay? Now, here, this is the trace system, and let's walk through everything. So the final score is up here. Weston Select Soccer Club 4, Brazilian Club 0, and here you have all the control panels. Yes, you would go back 5 seconds here. You go forward 5 seconds. You skip to the next or the previous, and you hit play or pause with this button here. Okay, here we'll get into this a little bit later. Up here, if you guys notice, this is a radar or a heat map, however you want to call it. Yes, but to start off, you guys are going to want to click this here that says video, and it has a number 82 on it. Yes, and when you click on this, you're going to have this pop-up box here, and in this pop-up box, you have this here that's called. These are where all your videos are at. Your full video, your first time video, your second half video, your defensive quarter, defensive third, your middle third, your attacking third, your individual players. So the beautiful thing about this system is that it automatically cuts the players' moments without us editing. So it edits by itself using artificial intelligence. So if you click here where it says Touchchains, it gives you all the options. If you click full game, it'll give you the full game. So now we've clicked the full game, and this is when we were just getting started and waiting for the referees. Let me fast forward. Here's the referee, here's the game, and now it's starting. So right now we're programmed to watch the first half, full game, and then the second half without interruptions, without it being stopped. So it gives us the options to watch the full game. And if you notice here now on the radar, by clicking on it, it can hover over this, and it tells you exactly where the players are at any moment. So if you guys see here, the CO, I believe that was assigned to Valentina Alwan, and it shows you that right now she's retreating, she's going backwards in this place. So even though we don't capture her in the video per se, we are seeing her movement through the radar. Yes, and this allows, if I pause it, this allows for a great interpretation of us using the entire field, not using enough field, or not compressing or squeezing or compact when we don't have the ball. For example, now we don't have the ball, we look very compact, and it looks like everyone's moving to this side, which is a great visual for the girls. By clicking on the radar again, it'll simply go back up, and now you have a mini radar up here. I usually like to watch the game in and out with the radar in, with the radar out, depending on the situation. If I want to know where the goalkeeper's at, for example, here, I think the goalkeeper's a little bit too far behind. We don't see her on the screen, but we see her on the radar. Now, if we go back, so if you notice the video, it changed to 2 because there's 2, a first half and a second half. If you click on it again and you click here, now the next option is called Touchchains. All right, and Touchchains means sequences of players passing the ball to each other. So from me to my teammate to my other teammate, that's a 3-player pass. That's 1 touch chain. So if we click on the touch chain, it allows us to see and this was the beginning of the game before the refs got there. Let's get to when the refs gets here. There's the refs. So in this touch chain, it tells you how many people were involved before the ball got lost, and that way you go back, you skip over any, I don't want to say nonsense, but something you're not looking for, and you go straight to their touch chains, straight to combination plays, and it stops. If you notice here, it just went back to the beginning. So the touch chains are only passes that we've completed. There's a pass completed, another pass completed, another pass completed, a dribble, a pass, and it breaks down here. So it restarts. So that's 1 touch chain. If you go to next, we'll see the next touch chain. And here under touch chains, it tells you all the players who were involved. So Sophia Reed to Kaylee, Kaylee to Alwan. And if you notice here, this was a 6-pass touch chain. So we connected 6 passes in a row with all the players involved, all right, to finish off this very good play, which unfortunately went out of bounds. But now with these touch chains, we can zoom into all our combination plays and see where it broke down and if we could have done something differently to show the girls, all right? Now, if I go here, and I go to touch chains, I can also see all the plays. There were 20 plays in the offensive third for our forwards, for our attacking mids who just want to focus on that area. There were 45 moments for the middle third of the field. That's for all our midfield line, our outside backs who are pushing forward, and our defensive third. All right, our defensive third. Now, what's really, really cool, and right here, I understand that you guys don't recognize these names because these tracers are already assigned to the U18, U19 girls. So all of our girls were given the name of the player that they're representing. For example, I believe Mia Sarah Nicasio is let me see, is Alexa Oster's moment. Yes. So because we're borrowing it, our players are pretty much representing another player who's assigned to it. So Mia Sarah Nicasio, her moments are labeled under Alexa Oster's moments. So if I go to Alexa Oster's moments, it captures all of her moments individually, no one else. So if you notice here, and if you notice here on the heat map, this is this AO means Alexa Oster, but it's being represented by Mia Sarah Nicasio. So if you click on her name, if we were to get this system, it would have our girls' names. So our girls can just click on their name and see all of their individualized moments. All right, which is good, which is great, actually, which is great. Also, when you go to these individualized, when you go to the individualized players, if you notice here, look, here she has the ball, and there's Mia. So every time Mia touches the ball, it will give her that moment. So she can skip over everything else and focus on herself, then focus on her defensive third, then focus on the team. So this, if you notice here, 74 moments watched. So that is a total of how much we've watched these moments. So we've watched these moments 74 times, and that's a great tool because when we send regular video out, usually the kids just see it for 10, 20 minutes and then shut it off. Well, here in these moments, they're very popular. Sorry, I have to take out the little one. All right. Another thing that's extremely helpful for the girls, if you notice here with Mia, who was under Alexa, if you click, if you, sorry. Oh, I'm sorry, wrong one. If you go here, if you notice, those are the videos. Let me pause this. Those are the videos. When you go here to players, when you go here to players with the player icon, it gives you some great stats for your team. All right. If you notice here, let's use Mia's example here. I'll click on Mia, and if you notice, Mia's max efforts were 13. Stamina was at 95, and in this game, she recorded 1.4 miles ran, and her top speed here was 6.7, and she played a total of 46 minutes. Mama, quiet down, please. And if you go, and let me get my sheet here so that you guys, so that we can get other examples. So now we were looking at defenders. Mama, are you okay? You got things all over. I'm going to go ahead and look for the list of players. So let's look at a forward. For example, Brinley Tolbert was recorded under Alexandra Briggs, so AB. So here she is. So when you go to players and I click max effort, Alexandra Briggs here, it shows that Brinley had 23 max effort moments. There were players, so Sophia A, which would be represented by Atika Hassan. Atika Hassan had 39 max effort in comparison to Alexandra Briggs, which would be Brinley here. All right, so it also motivates. It allows people to go forward. You have here the stamina. If you click on the stamina, it shows you which player provided the most stamina. So for max efforts, it was Atika Hassan. If you go to stamina, Taylor. So who's representing Taylor Clark? Madison Stewart. Madison Stewart was recorded 100% stamina, along with Isabella Rodriguez, who's represented by Josefina Hoffman. All right, and Mia Nicasio was at 95%. All right, so this gives you great stats. It actually allows the girls to say like, whoa, I can do better. Or I'm going to make sure to, let's go to this distance here. So distance per miles, that's Alexandra Briggs. So that would be Brinley Tolbert. So Brinley Tolbert was the one who ran the most miles in this game with 2.7 miles. Yes. And with this being said, not only for the parents and the players, but also for the coaches. So if I scroll down, we know who ran the most, but this system also tells you who ran the least. And in this case, Josefina Hoffman is represented by Isabella Rodriguez, who only ran 0.6 miles. And the reason for that is because she came out early. She hurt her toe, so she didn't play the whole game. So of course she only ran 0.6 miles. So this gives you so much information for the team on how you can help the team. For example, top speed here. In top speed, Ileana Manjos, which is represented by, and you guys will get this list. The girls already know it. Ashley Charlie. So Ashley Charlie reached the top speed of 11 miles per hour. So that is actually faster than most of our girls in our other team. So what does that tell us? That Ashley has tremendous speed, that now we should think about playing her into space so that she can use that speed rather than into her feet. And also, if I go down here, Alexa Oster is represented by Mia Sarah Nicasio. Mia Sarah Nicasio's speed was 6.7, and she has great speed. So this game for her was more about small little sprints than actual long sprints. And you also have to take positions into consideration. All right, and here it tells you the minutes play. Another thing that this does for you, for example, let's keep using Ashley Charlie. When I click on, which here on the screen is Ileana Manchos, but it represents Ashley Charlie. When I click on it, it actually gives her a heat map of where she frequents the most on the field. And she plays outside mid for us. So if you notice, this outside mid position is where she played the most. Now, most of her time was spent here in the middle of the field. Eventually, as we go on and we want to improve our style of play, we want this dark shaded area to be here in terms of us going forward to attack with our outside mids. And here would be actually Sarah Mia Sarah Nicasio. Mia Sarah Nicasio should be, this should be very dark for her, and Ashley should really be up here. But we're working, and that's our struggle. That's what we're trying to do. All right. Also, here it tells you everything she did, from max efforts to stamina to distance covered to top speed. It gives her that she was first in that, minutes played. And this may or may not be 100% accurate, but it's pretty darn close to anything we have. All right. And also, if you notice up here, her moments, her 11 moments that this was able to capture. Now, you might see the game and she actually had 16 moments or 10 moments, give or take. But again, no other system will provide these moments automatically for her without anyone editing. And you can also download the playlist. You can share the playlist. And this is more, in our case, this is more to share with grandparents. This is more to share with coaches. This is more to share with friends. This is more to share with your social media. This is for the parents to share with their grandma, grandpa, or family in South America, in up north. You can share this with them and just say, hey, look, I just wanted to share this clip of my daughter playing, and we're very, very proud of this moment, or whatnot. As we get older, the sharing system is more for colleges. And what I think would be great is if a college coach received a player's evolution. For example, a great play when she was U14, a great play when she was U15, so that they can see the progress and her moving up. So this is the trace system. This is the basics of trace system. Here also you can share. You can click on here and share this. You can email it. You can pass through URL. And this here is very, very unique and very neat. Every player has basically their little profile. And in their profile, they can accumulate moments. So if a player really likes a moment that she saw, or really thinks that she can learn from a moment, she could add it to her trace ID. So she can go back and see all these moments from different games that she absolutely loved or needed to have, and review them immediately. So that's something that's very unique. That's something that's very, very, very creative that they've done. And with this being said, I believe we've walked through all that you need to know to be able to make use of this system. I hope we use it. I hope you guys talk with the girls. I hope you guys have a discussion of whether, if we were to implement this system for us with our names on it, if they would use it, if they're committed to use it, because this program does run about $150 per player per season. And for our older girls teams, it was a no-brainer for them. The parents were all on board, the girls were all on board, and we were able to get the trace system as soon as possible. And now we're using it along with other 2 or 3 teams in the club. So I think, from personal opinion, that this is a team that should also have it taken into consideration, the seriousness of them. Of how they want to succeed, how they want to play. They're always asking questions. They're invested in their soccer, and they're a serious soccer team. So with that being said, if you guys have any questions in regards to the trace system, please let me know. Use this as much as possible, and we'll see you all out on the soccer fields. Okay? Thank you.